'Cause sometimes you're not weak. You're just living a life the world forced you to believe. In a quiet valley surrounded by mountains, there lived a group of sheep. Among them was someone who didn't belong. A young lion, small, innocent, unaware of who he truly was. When he was just a cub, a storm separated him from his mother. He wandered alone, crying, hungry, scared. A herd of sheep found him. They didn't know what he was, but they took him in with kindness. The lion cub grew up listening to their voices, their fears, their limitations. He bleated like a sheep, walked like a sheep, and believed deep inside that he was a sheep. He never roared, he never hunted, he never used his strength. Every time he tried to do something brave, the sheep would whisper, "Stay behind. Don't try too hard. You're not capable." And the young lion believed them. One morning, as the sun rose behind the mountains, a deep, powerful roar shook the entire valley. The sheep panicked. They ran in circles. They hid behind rocks. But the young lion froze. Something in that roar touched a place in his heart he didn't know existed. He walked slowly toward the sound, his steps heavy, his breath trembling. At the riverbank stood an old lion, majestic, strong, eyes full of fire and wisdom. The old lion stared at him and said, "What are you doing here among sheep?" The young one bowed his head. "I am a sheep." The old lion laughed softly. "No, my son, you are not." He guided the young lion toward the river. Look, the water was still clear, silent. The young lion looked down and saw something he had never truly seen, his reflection. Not a sheep, not weak, not small, a lion, a king, a creature with power written into his bones. He stepped back, his breath shaking. This is me?" The old lion nodded. "Yes, this has always been you. You only forgot." The young lion's eyes filled with tears. All these years, he had lived someone else's life. The old lion spoke again. "Roar, my son. Let the world hear who you really are." The young lion closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and from deep within his soul, a sound rose. Not a bleat, not fear, not doubt. A roar, powerful, strong, unmistakably his. The valley trembled. The sheep heard it and dropped to the ground in shock. For the first time in his life, the young lion felt alive. He felt the truth of who he really was. He turned to the old lion and said, "Thank you." The old lion smiled. "Never forget this. The world may call you small. The world may treat you like a sheep. But you are a lion the day you believe you are." And from that day, the young lion walked differently, not with pride, but with awareness. Awareness of his strength, awareness of his identity, awareness that he was never weak, just unaware. Because sometimes the cage is not around you. It's inside your mind. And the moment you believe in yourself, the cage breaks. If this story touched your heart and reminded you of the strength inside you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I'll be back soon with another story, another reflection, another chance to remind you